Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Michael Carrick press conference reaction show. So, in tonight's show, we are reacting to Ruben Amorim's press conference, and we are reacting to Thomas Frank as well, and also the Manchester United women's manager, Mark Skinner. Sorry, I forgot his name for a second. Yeah, so we're doing Michael Carrick, Thomas Frank, and we are doing Mark Skinner as well. Yep, that is the three press conferences we're doing tonight. Big up to every single one of you who's live and locked in already this evening. Much appreciated. And this evening, people, I am using my Google Chromebook, Samsung Chromebook laptop. I thought I'll give that a try. Let me know in the live chat how the audio is and that, because I've not used this laptop before for streaming, because sometimes I find with my desktop PC it is a bit slow sometimes and a bit laggy, but my end it seems to be performing quite well. Oh, good evening to you, Red Rain. How's the audio doing? Because I'm using my Samsung Chromebook laptop for the first time. Just trying it out. Just wondering how the audio is. Good. That's brilliant. Fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Good evening to you guys, by the way. Thank you for joining me this evening. My problem is the press conference during this, the media who asks rubbish, nonsense questions. That's right. That's very true. Yes, Geezer. I will be gaming tonight, but I asked my community when they wanted me to do this. I asked them would they like me to do it today or tomorrow, the usual Friday slot. But a majority voted they wanted it done tonight, so we're doing it tonight. But yeah, big up to you, Geezer. I hope you're well. And yes, Geezer, look what I'm using. I'm using my Samsung Chromebook laptop. Giving that a try. I had it in the box for ages, and today I finally decided to unbox it. Yeah, it's working quite good, I think. It seems to be performing quite well. Loading much faster than what the PC is in my flat, that's for sure. By looking at myself, everything seems to be functioning how it should. So, yep. Now, please note with the press conferences, I don't screen share them, I only play them in the background on my personal phone as audio only. I may stop the press conference halfway through if I need to call out any PR or if anything interesting has been mentioned. And yeah, so big up to all your legends, yeah. Yeah, you finally got up and running. I have, Geezer. I have indeed. Charlie Patrick is brown envelope beneath the so it's absolute running in a brown envelope. Yep, facts, sake, facts. How's the battery looking? Yeah, it's looking good. I've had it on charge anyway. We got 100% battery and we got over 4 hours left. So Leeds versus Forest. Yeah, that is a big one. You're right. Big up to you. Good evening, mate. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated. But we still will use the PC as well, guys. But sometimes it's just nice to be streaming on the sofa, isn't it? Because you got a computer what's fully functioning. Why not do it on the sofa? It's nice and comfortable, isn't it? So, yep, very shortly we will start the press conference, people. I hope you're all well. I hope your day's gone good so far. And yep, nearly the weekend, people. So, yep, you gotta love the weekend, haven't you? Most people off work watching sports and that. Oh, weekends are just terrific. Well, I think they are anyway, in my personal opinion. Just going to share this into the algorithm. There we go. Send. Perfect. But I do appreciate everyone who has supported the channel, who's liked, commented, and shared. It's been brilliant. Your support is absolutely unreal. It really is. So big up to all your legends in the live chat, yeah? Just the community settings is unbelievable. As Roster Stock says, big up to Roster Stocks, yeah? Community settings. I'll big up Adam Partridge. How are you liking the quality, mate? I'm using my Chromebook. Oh, hang on, we haven't got the... Oh, sorry, I know what I haven't done. We haven't added the background, have we? I thought the walls looks a bit bare in that. Hang on, 2 seconds. Here we go, that's it. Here we go, we'll add the backgrounds now, people. Bash. There you go, now it should be coming up now. Is it a layout I'm on? Might be. Just gonna see if I can get it up. Okay. Hang on, let's see. Just trying to get it to come up, people. The background. So what we need to enter? I guess so. Sorry about this. Whole new system, isn't it? And it doesn't matter. Anyway, let's get back to you guys in the live chat. Thank you, Adam Partridge. Yeah, my day's been good, thanks, mate. Only one match watched on this weekend. Chelsea women versus Spuds, of course, will give John a special mention and a tribute geezer. Yeah, massive loss, it really is. Just don't get why it's not loading up. Hang on, what I'll do is I'll do refresh for a second, guys. See, the background comes up then. Just I might have to reload it. Right, okay, I got it up there. Had it then, but for some reason it's not showing up. We're getting closer, people. Manchester United at the old toilet. Is this it? Some reason, because usually you can have me in the background, can't you? I know. Some reason it's not really showing up. Hang on. Am I on full screen mode? Is that why? Nah. Well, at least the background's working. I just don't get why it's not showing up when I want it to. Hang on, let's dig in deep, guys. Let's dig in deep. Sound like. We'll see what's going on. Because usually on my other PCs, you can have the background and me on there at the same time. Hang on, let's see. Maybe it's a bit different with this one. I don't quite know what's going on with this at the moment. Nah, this is long, man. Right, that sounds like. Is this what I gotta do? Maybe it is. Anyway, I'm not too bothered. We'll sort it out some other time. But at least I know the background works. It's just a bit annoying that it's not coming up. Is there anything different I'm doing? Anyway, yeah, let's just get on with the conference, yeah. Yeah, I'm drinking a nice cup of tea. Big up Irish Hinter. Bosh, big up, mate. Our StreamYard update. Don't think so, because I had the background in that all fine last night on my other PC, so my usual desktop I use. 3 wins only. Agon is stroking again. You're back. Apparently, they can think that all they like, geezer, but you and I know for sure that it's not true. They get all giddy, all excited, and you know what happens, geezer? It all ends up going south, doesn't it? Oh, thank you, my Mr. Joshy J mug. Yes, lovely. Right, let's get started in Michael Carrick's press conference. Like, this is a whole different operating system. Right, let's highlight. What is it? Michael Carrick. Here we go. Let's get started, people.
Looking ahead to Tottenham. You actually sat down with Thomas Frank in September, had a long chat with him ahead of their first Champions League game. I just wonder how you reflect on that chat, and I suppose it shows how life can change in a short space of time. You're now managing against him this weekend.
Yeah, certainly could change it. I really enjoyed it, actually. It was we got on really well. It was the first time I've met him really properly, and we had a good chat just about general football kind of things, and a little bit on processes and ideas a little bit.
But there's a buzzword to there. Processes. Get Henry talk shit, Mo, and he get on the bin, Josh Knight. Absolutely, Adam Partridge. I think Manchester United will beat Spurs because they're so poor in the first half of last week. If they play like they did, I think you'll win more comfortably. Well, I hope you're right. I really do. Hope you're right, mate.
It was really accommodating, actually, and I enjoyed it. So it'll be good to see him again.
It's just over 19 and a half years ago since you signed for Manchester United from Tottenham. I know you, of course, played against them many a time, but you talk about your love for the club and how you fell in love with Manchester United. Can you pinpoint when that was after you made the move from London to Manchester, and maybe when that moment was for you?
Yeah, it was pretty instant.
Right. We're meant to be talking about a game of football, and he's asking when did Michael Carrick move on that? As if that's got anything to do in the game. Seriously. Get out of here, man. Honestly, these journalists ask the most ridiculous questions. People, seriously. Get out of here.
I mean, I've got really fond memories of Tottenham and being at the club. You know, I was there for a short time, or what feels now like a short time when you look back. But
yeah, 1, 2, 3. Elite high standards, Adam Partridge.
Really enjoyed it. Good team. Martin Yole was manager, and there was a lot of kind of things that I learned at the
Martin Yole, I remember him, yeah, when he was manager.
Club in that short period of time, you know, but
also managed Fulham as well, didn't he?
Yeah, I've said it enough times. I think coming here was a jump, and a big jump at the time.
Big up to you, Theo. Good evening to you, mate. What's your favourite song? Well, I've not really got a favourite song in a moment. I like all sorts of music, really. They say a lot of shit, don't they, Josh Knight? They do, mate. They do, Adam Partridge.
I certainly felt that pretty quickly, and then, yeah, I think once you step inside this place as a footballer, then it kind of it turns you, you know, and so pretty much from the first day, walking into the dressing room, meeting the manager, from then on in, it was that was me.
Having sat down with Thomas just that short time ago, what kind of...
big up to you, Connor. Good evening to you, mate. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated. Oh, yeah, Martin Yole. That's Theo's cousin. Yep. Can you sing One More Time by Daft Punk? One more time, I'm gonna celebrate. One more time. A big up to you, Matty Plays Games. Gosh, we got the real OGs in the chat tonight. They've been here for over 10 years. Wow.
Challenge the Tottenham bring on Saturday?
Well, they certainly bring a challenge. I think you can see, you know, especially the way they finished the game the other day, and they've had, over a period of time, players injured and ins and outs, and a lot of changes to the team, which makes things a lot more challenging, a lot more difficult from their perspective. But getting players back, and they've got good attackers, you know, really good attackers that look to stretch the back line and play forward and attack the box an awful lot. So it's something we certainly got to be aware of, you know, and slightly different game to maybe what we've played over recent weeks in some ways, but we're looking forward to it. We're in a good place, and boys have worked well again this week. Again, feet on the ground. Let's not get carried away with what's going on, but it's
Absolutely. Let's not get carried away. And that should be the message to all Manchester United fans. Do not get carried away, people.
It's about what's next again. So, big challenge ahead, but we're looking forward to it.
And for yourself, obviously, it's a great start, Michael, but has it even surprised you at how well it's gone to this point?
To be honest, it was coming in at the very start, and then they get
2-1. Yeah, that's a good score prediction. Really hope we can win, Adam Partridge. I really do.
So quickly, it was kind of step by step. So I wasn't really looking too far ahead, and
yes, he does need a haircut. I think Liverpool will beat United to top 4 thanks to Blue Beetle, Ekatike, and Furtz, best 2 players in the league. We'll wait and see.
Obviously, people saying at the time, first 2 games at that point were standout games, and expecting a tough start, and in some ways that maybe helped, and to get the whole group and focused and alive, if you like, going into both games. But I didn't really look too far ahead, and I couldn't allow myself to do that. But certainly over time, we kind of got a big idea of what we want it to look like coming through the door. And certainly since we've been here,
I am Adam Partridge, mate.
What direction we want to go in, and how we want to play, But certainly the 3 wins have been fantastic in different ways. So we feel confident we've got a lot of growth in the team and the squad, but it's coming from a good place.
Big up, Mob. Good evening to you, mate.
Training the other day. When are you expecting those 2 to be back available for you?
Yeah, probably Mason sooner.
Liverpool signed a new jacket on deadline day. Big Jeremy jacket. Going to be interesting to see how he gets on.
Matter a little bit. He's working his
way back. Are you seeing him again?
He's improving.
What about Mob? Not really with Manchester United at the moment.
It's been really positive. A little bit too soon at the moment, but hopefully it won't be too long as well.
Just wanted as well.
What game will you be playing, and will you be streaming it? On my extra channel. If you're not subscribed to my extra channel, Matty Plays Games, then please do. The link is in the description. I've been playing Tomb Raider on there, Lara Croft. Chelsea are mad. Arsenal were watching them on their own half. It's such a poor game of football, wasn't it, Mob? Very, very boring indeed. Blinding Nights by the Weekend.
There's some gaps coming up in the schedule. There was talk earlier in the campaign about mid-season friendlies. I think Ruben Amorim, the predecessor, said United would have to do it due to missing out.
Yeah, true. He did score a good goal.
Football, the need for revenues and things like that. Is that something that you're aware that's going to be happening? Are plans afoot to go anywhere?
Yeah, at this stage, it's nothing confirmed, or we are aware of the schedule, and there is some kind of spaces, if you like, that we can use in different ways. So it's all up for discussion at the moment, but nothing's been decided.
I wouldn't say he's world class, Mob, but he's a decent player.
Michael, in terms of the kind of future,
Does Mason Mount still play for you guys? He's injured in a moment.
When it comes to shaping the squad,
Cup of tea, mate. Mug of Yorkshire tea.
Manager's position. Is that going to be a hindrance? You being a
Arsenal scams that win.
Players want certainty about what's going to happen.
The players have been spot on and fully focused. To be honest, I think we're all aware of the bigger situation and what ifs and what might happen. But I think as a player, anyway,
very nice mob.
On what's ahead of you,
really tasty.
Achieve what you can at this moment in time and for the rest of the season. So I've got no issues with it. I've got no concerns. The lads have been better than you could imagine in terms of fully invested in it, and I've said that over.
Shall I tell you why that is, Michael Carrick? Why the players are so happy in that? It's because you're playing the United's way, with a back four and that. Not like that other fucking manager, Ruben Amorim playing his wing backs and back five. He's like, get out of here, man. Seriously. Get that in the fucking bin.
The last couple of weeks anyway, so we're just focused on being better and improving and getting ourselves in this club to where we want to be. And it's small steps, but it's obviously a big end to the season that we're looking towards.
And just finally, you're doing this today because tomorrow is the commemoration from you. Could you just explain to someone who's been in the club and knows about the club
that explains why we're doing the press conference today early. Tomorrow is the Munich anniversary.
That remembrance means to you?
Yeah, it means a great deal. I have to say, I think just saying about when I how long did it take to love this place and love being in this place. It was quickly, and as soon as you come, you
very nice, Adam Partridge.
Know and understand it.
2 Texas barbecue wraps and 2 lots of chicken kickers. Very nice, mate.
History, and I think it's a responsibility that when you work here, you play, you coach, you understand what's come before us and behaviours and responsibilities that we need to carry through. And Munich is probably the biggest part of the history of this club in terms of the tragedy itself, how the team and the football club bounced back from it and then went on to.
It will never be forgotten because it's literally the most darkest moment ever in Manchester United's history, February the 6th, 1958. Such a sad time for everybody.
And everything from there was carried on. And so Alex, when I came, would mention it. It was important to him. It was important to us. And then it ends up becoming a way of life and a way of the club. And I think it's important that we carried it on. And I was here for the 50th. I was here for the 60th. See about the 70th. We're not sure yet, but being aware of it, being around it, and then especially in them moments, you really feel that emotion. To be honest with you, and inside the stadium tomorrow, not tomorrow, but on Saturday, I'm sure we'll feel it as well.
Okay, so now it's Michael Carrick's press conference. Not much really to call out on, apart from that journalist really who was asking them silly questions about when did you move to Manchester and that, as if Michael Carrick could be interested in that. Seriously, fucking talk about the game of football, yeah? Dear me, these journalists like to ask the most dumb questions ever. Let's get it right. It's like, fuck off. Just get on, talk around the game, yeah? Seriously. Stop bloody making up rubbish questions. Nice Josh, right? Some pop too. Chrissy, no. I just had a cup of tea, Adam Partridge. I had one whilst I was gaming and then I had another one after I finished gaming. But yeah, I got it in my fridge anyway to drink whenever I want it. So, is Marco Silva? Sorry, not Marco Silva. Thomas Frank. Yes, he has. His is a lot longer.
Thank you for speaking to us. Let's start off with team news. How is everybody?
Everyone is.
Mr. Josh J. That's why I got problems with press conferences as journalists asking nonsense questions. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. You know, they say the most silly things. Daylight sorting. Tottenham at home this Saturday, then West Ham away on Tuesday at 8:15. Then Everton away on the Monday night, Josh, mate. Oh, Monday night game. Cool. I will be doing a live watch on for that then, mate. Absolutely, I'll be live for that one. Monday night game, yep.
Well, most are okay. So Mickey is good. Trained today. Is available for selection for Saturday. So it's good. Jet is getting closer. It'll be a little bit touch and go, but there's a good chance that he could be ready. Thought maybe there was one more. Can't remember. Yeah, for those. Yeah.
Christian Romero, you're expecting to be back available this weekend?
Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
As well.
Now, Romero is one of the Spurs players who I do rate. I don't rate a lot of them, but he's a decent player, that Romero. So, yeah.
And I'll ask you about Romero because, as you know, I'm sure he's taken to Instagram this week to call the number of players that were available at the weekend disgraceful. I was just wondering what you thought he meant by that and what was your reaction to it?
Yeah, I think if you...
Yeah, it's a sad time for WWE. It really is.
Want to know what he meant, you of course need to ask him. I think that's the right way to take that question. Coochie is a very passionate.
No way Henry talked shit fan cam after the game. Josh, mate. He'll do on Adam Partridge, 100%.
Character and player that they want to leave everything on the pitch and is very ambitious and want to win every single time.
You may want to win, Thomas Frank, but it looks like majority of the players who got out on that pitch don't want to win, mate.
Sometimes when you're like that, sometimes it can come an outburst. It happened this time, and it's something we, of course, dealt with internally.
And this is not the first time he's perhaps taken to social media to express his frustrations. How do you feel about him using social media to do that?
I think I said to you again that there's a lot of ways of doing things. Coach has been very good for us this season and the past seasons, and I think that's very important to be aware of. I wouldn't have done it. Yeah, that's my message.
And the timing of the post has been interpreted by some in reference to the transfer window. Are you happy with the amount of business that the club did during that window?
I think we signed Conor Gallagher, which is a quality player.
You think Thomas Frank should stop where he was? Stayed where he was? What, at Brentford? Maybe, because it looks like this Tottenham Hotspur job is too big for him. Henry is a top Arsenal content creator. Real gooner. Yep.
How can you say, a quality player for the starting 11. Of course, he needs to perform, and no one is promised any position. But we signed a quality player, and then we signed a young player for the future. I think if you compare to a lot of the other Champions League clubs, Premier League clubs, I think that's very good. And I think
there we go, got it. Got it, people.
We tried.
Bosh, there we go.
But it was not.
That's better.
It's not possible for whatever reason, and I said it the whole time.
It's because I was on full screen mode or something.
Decisions and a calm So it needs to be for the short term and for the long term.
Thank you, Thomas. Best of luck this weekend.
I'm wondering where's the
Thomas,
background.
good to see you. I want to talk about João Paulinho because he had an excellent performance against Manchester City. Very versatile, plays as a six, plays as a right-sided centre-back. Also nominated for Premier League Goal of the Month. I actually spoke to him earlier today, and he said, I spoke to Thomas earlier, and I said, I'm really excited for the Manchester United.
Yeah, there we go. Much
How is the
better,
round
Adam
squad? It must be really
Partridge.
good for you to hear that the players are up. They feel like they're in a good rhythm to go against them.
No, João has been very, very important for us in many ways, and to have a versatile player like him that can play the six, that outside centre back, also played one of the two, which he did in second half, is very impressive, and he's part of driving the team. And I agree with him. I think there's been. I said it for a while. I think the performances are more competitive. Consistent. Are they perfect? No, but
Performance is more competitive. To be fair, they did show good fight back against Man City, but they need to be doing it on a more regular basis. It's as simple as that, really. Yeah, you have Adam Partridge.
we're getting closer and closer, and I think especially the last.
Okay, good on. Getting closer and closer, are you, to being perfect? Don't think so, Thomas Frank. You know, your team has got a long way to go, I think, mate.
I can say 4 performances more, that we have a little bit of an unbeaten run, and can we, instead of only, not only, but have some top second half performances, I think we also add up more in the first half. So I think we are in a place where we can.
Oh, thank you, Adam Partridge.
Tottenham have played better away
That
from
means
home
a
as well.
lot.
Old Trafford is a big occasion. What have you made of Carrick so far? He's had an excellent start and their style of play.
Yeah, I think he's had a great start. Seems like there was injected a little bit of.
Yeah, you did. That's right, Dan. I saw
into the team. And I think it looks like some of the players are they are in a good place. We know the threats. I also think the post before from Brian Burmo, Ahmad, Cunha, and we know Fernandes is getting this team ticking. He's done that the last 4 or 5 years. It's been incredible. So it's a threat. It's a challenge, but we're all looking forward to it.
And lastly, Xavi Simons. It seems like
absolutely, Adam Partridge. Get it all in the bin, mate.
More freedom. Of course, the whole team's level needs to be consistent and uplift, but individually, is this just all you wanted to see from him? Him just enjoying his football a bit more and taking more risk?
Yeah, but I think he took plenty of risk also when he started. I just think now, of course, naturally, he's more consistent. He's knowing his teammates better. The teammates know him better. We become a little bit more consistent. He's adapting more and more to the Premier League, and also to play Premier League and Champions League is just different. And I agree that his last performance has been very good, and the way he is, creating for the team in different ways. I like that. If it's a touch balling behind, if it's driving the ball, slide pass, outside the foot, cross. So I think he's getting better and better.
Thank you.
Yeah, please.
Hi, Thomas. How are you?
Absolutely, Adam Partridge.
Sorry to go back to Romero's text messages. Social media posts. You said that we should ask him, but we don't get a chance to ask him. So I'm asking you as his manager. 4 times now this season, he's sent messages which could have either
4 times.
I think it's 4 times, certainly 3, that he could have embarrassed the club or has mentioned the hierarchy at the club. Just asking, do you think that it's acceptable, and do you think that having had a word with him maybe on a couple...
I say doing it online is not sustainable. You know, this is the sort of thing what should be done behind closed doors, because if you do it on social media, you're just going to get a lot of backlash. So, unfortunately, he's going to have to deal with the consequences.
On occasions beforehand, it's maybe not getting through to him.
First of all, I don't know it's 4, or maybe you've got better numbers than me. I know after the Bournemouth game and this game, those are the 2 I can relate to. Of course, like with a lot of things, we're dealing with it internally in terms.
Oh, is it? Is it the person from TalkSport, is it?
What we're taking care of it. That's my main message to that.
But by dealing with it in turn, I mean, Pedro Porro sent out a couple of social media messages as well. I mean, would you prefer your squad not to go on social media and just, if you haven't got anything positive to say, just don't say anything on social media?
I mean, if I was a manager, I'd actually ban all players from posting any PR on social media. Let's get it right. Because I feel posting anything like that on social media is a big red flag for me. If I found out a Manchester United player was doing that, I would be holding them accountable, people. Let's get it right. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest, Adam Partridge. I think there's a load of bollocks on it. I really do.
Social media, I think I can't get rid of it. I think it's what some people call the future, or is the now, whatever it is. So it's out there. And one thing I do know, we all definitely put too much attention to social media, all of us. And it seems like everything was written on the social media is the truth. It's such a small number of people who are actually writing something out there. And everything we take, we just say, no, that's the truth, which I think is a challenge in general, overall. But of course, with everything, that's the way it is, and we just need to deal with it.
Finally, your challenge in most immediately is Manchester United. It seems that this season, United and Spurs have gone in very different directions since they met in the Europa League final last season.
Yeah.
United, after a slow start, now looking at...
He's all right, to be fair, Andy Goldstein, yeah. I agree, he is a Manchester United fan.
Getting back into Europe and the Champions League. For Spurs, what is the ambition in the Premier League from here until the end of the season?
I also think it's maybe nice little context to say that Man United don't play European football. I think we can all acknowledge there's a little bit, it's an extra challenge, something we embrace and we're happy with. So I think let's judge us when we are on the same, challenges. The ambition is that we want to do very well and carry on with the good performances and beat Man United in 2 days' time.
Thanks, Thomas.
You're welcome.
Alistair, please. Hi, Thomas. Just one more on a Romero post. Just wary about, I know it's social media and you can't take too much, but so many of the players liked the post. And I just wonder, is that make it even more of a delicate thing for you to have to deal with internally?
Absolutely.
In terms of punishment, whatever was done, because this kind of wealth of feeling among the squad, it seems.
First and foremost, we don't know what a like means. I don't know how many words were there in the text. Is it well done, guys? You did amazingly when I had to go off at a halftime. If that's a like, then perfect. Then there's nothing.
Okay, fair enough. Can you understand the fans' fears about the lack of activity towards the end of the window? Because obviously you spoke to us in press conferences towards the end about maybe a short-term solution might be a loan signing, things like that. And I think maybe the fans fear that the position on the table, if you can't put out, say, a full team or options on the bench to change games, you could end up sliding down further.
What I like is that the fans are very passionate and they want the best for the club, and are very ambitious, which they should be. Tottenham is a fantastic club, and we should achieve great things. It's also you say the challenge is we have a few players out. Some of them are coming back, and a lot of them are coming back also this season, and hopefully sooner rather than later. So that's one thing. Of course, we look into loan options. Of course, we look into other options.
Yeah, I like buses as well, mate.
Reasons, nothing more happened, and I still think it was not like we wanted to buy 5 players. It was not the case. So we got a very good player in Conor Gallagher, and a good young one in Sousa.
Just last one. I know it's with hindsight now, but I just wonder, do you look back at all on the Brennan Johnson sale, bearing in mind we now know no more attackers came in after that, and still feel the timing was right, and maybe it could have been a summer move rather than a January one?
I'll say there's a lot of moving parts in every decision, in terms of when you sell a player or when you buy a player. you can say if we play 3-4-3, we have right now 5 available players to the front three, which is a decent number. Hopefully Richie is back soon, then we are 6, and when Mo come back, then we are 7. So if you look at it from that perspective, I think it's okay.
Hi, Thomas. Just back on Romero. I think last time this happened after the Bournemouth game, yourself and Johan spoke to him, and I know you said you've dealt with it internally this time. Just wondered if you could clarify, was it yourself and Johan, Vinay, whoever, who spoke to him again?
That I can clarify that we dealt with it internally.
Fabio Paratici, he's left the club now. He's been unveiled at Fiorentina today, and he's come out and said Fiorentina have a serious set of owners.
So my Adam Partridge is brilliant.
Just wondered what you make of
I
those
am.
comments.
I haven't seen them. Two, don't know them. So I back.
That's not sustainable day night sort of thing.
And then just final one from me. Spurs have conceded quite a lot of goals from outside the box this season. I think it's the 3rd highest in the Premier League. Just wondered if you had any particular thoughts on why that is the case.
No, that can be a big analysis on that. There can be unbelievable quality in the moment from players. There can be a coincidence. It can be that we didn't put enough pressure on the ball in a specific moment. I would like us to. You can say I think we scored 2 goals in the last 4.
Absolutely. I hated it, Adam Partridge. Absolutely hated that system. It just was not Manchester United, mate.
There's a lot of things we can improve. One of them is to concede less.
I'll finish this section with George, please.
Hi, Thomas. Can you confirm if you've fined or disciplined Kuti Romero in any way?
I can confirm that we dealt with everything internally.
And I guess, we don't know then if you have or not, but what would be the argument for sort of fining him and disciplining him when, people can draw conclusions, but I guess factually he stated that he was ill, but he felt like he had to play because you only had 11 players, and that's disgraceful. What is he said there that's not true, I guess?
I think is the beauty of written text is that you can read a lot into it, and nobody really knows what was the purpose of it, except Kuti or the guys who've spoken to him, and everything is dealt with internally.
And I guess, sticking with that, one thing that feels clear is that, Romero could easily have not said this. He could have kept his head down. The fact that he is speaking about this situation and how disappointed he is, I guess. It does show that he cares for the club, right?
I think it shows that Kuti is extremely passionate. He wants to win. He wants to do everything he can together with his teammates to achieve great things. But you need to ask him next time you speak to him.
And just finally, I guess with the remaining games of the season,
wishful thinking, don't I? Sort of thing. I can't see that happening, mate.
I think you're 10 points or 9 points, above West Ham in 18th and 10 points off Liverpool in 6th. It felt like in January maybe one more signing could have made the difference in pushing to Europe. The club's spoken about ambition a lot, but it feels like the club's kind of settling for mid-table right now. Is that fair to say?
That's your opinion. I don't think this club is very ambitious. I think if it was like this, easy to get another player in, then I played Football Manager. I decided that was not as fun to be.
Yes, he is, Adam Partridge. He goes live at 11:30 p.m. UK time.
So it's never that easy. It's much more complicated. We all know that. Very ambitious. We are in different stages of where we want to be. But that's not the same that we're not ambitious. We're very ambitious.
That's the end of Thomas Frank's press conference, people. A lot of questions asked about Romero now. And now let's get on to Mark Skinner's press conference. The more happier press conference, because journalists do not ask ridiculous questions.
Thanks, Helen. Hi, Mark. Good morning, Asif. How are you?
Leicester. This is a press conference at Manchester United women against Leicester City women. And talking to Leicester City, their men's team have suffered a 6 points deduction today for breaching FFP. I think it was from last season. So, and they're just outside of the relegation zone now in the Championship. So there's a real possibility that they could suffer back-to-back relegations. Big up Ross Sox, Gujarati King, Liverpool Profits. AN Sorts and Yeti, Josh Ray. Absolutely, Adam Partridge. Real ones you've just mentioned. Thomas the Tank, Choo Choo, Spurs legend.
Right.
Thank you. So first of all, do you have any injury updates ahead of the game this weekend, particularly with regards to recovery of Everton, and is Leah Dalton available?
Yeah, so both are still out, Asif. So Ella will find out, I think it's today or tomorrow, roughly kind of where an update with her.
I can't wait for Ella Toon to be fit again, man. I'm missing her in the Manchester United lineup. I really am. It feels strange that she's not in action.
So she's going to see a specialist to go and have a look at that. But hopefully it's been healing well. So again, still on track for probably March return. And then Leah Galton is still ongoing, but she hopefully may potentially be back on the field going into the international break.
You have to submit your revised squad for the Champions League tonight. Millie Turner was not included in your squad for the league phase, and now you have 3 new signings to add. So one of those 4...
Yeah, Balloon Fan Man is a Leicester City fan, mate. You're right.
Won't be included. Have you made that decision, and was it a mistake not including Millie in your team?
Oh no, Millie wasn't available for those games, Asif, because of injury, so there was no way she should have been involved.
Expressions is totally happy with life, given his recent video spuds. Big up Expressions. Oozing.
From what I believe that we've been looking into that. So we do. I think, mate. I'm sure that you're allowed to remove one and put the one of them back in. So because of Celine being on a pregnancy. So I think we can include all 4. That's the plan. So the plan is to include all 4 and be ready for the Champions League. So I've checked the rules with Ben, and I don't think there was any kind of kickback as to that happening. So hopefully all 4 can be involved.
Brilliant. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, mate. Have a great day.
Cheers.
Thanks, Asif. Simon, please.
Hi, Mark. Hope you're
Good
okay.
morning, so I hope you are.
You have to do is thank him after the game, Josh, mate. Oh yeah, Expressions, yeah, absolutely. We'll do that during my live stream on Saturday evening. 100% Adam Partridge. Hear what he's going to have to say.
Just on Ella, does that mean she's definitely out of the Champions League games? Because a couple of weeks ago he said...
Well, yeah, because she's not due back until March, Ella team. So, of course, she's going to be out for our Women's Champions League game playoff against Atletico Madrid women, which when we played them in the league phase, we did actually beat Atletico Madrid women. So, I'm hopeful that we can do that again. Yeah, well, it looks like he's still experimenting down sorting Liam Racine.
You did say she might make them.
Yeah, it does look like that. So I think the reality is because of it's an ongoing kind of... It just needs time to heal, basically. So it's... Yeah, she won't be involved in the first Champions League games. Hopefully, if we can qualify through, hopefully we can get her involved for the next ones beyond that.
Just on a wider perspective, you're holding this press conference today because obviously it's the Munich Memorial tomorrow, which is a big thing for the club, clearly. When you joined...
He seems to have disappeared in a moment, hasn't he, Adam Partridge?
In Manchester United, when you're part of Manchester United, what does Munich and what happened at Munich mean in terms of the club, basically?
It's a great question, Simon, that, and I don't know.
I mean, fair play to everyone involved who organised the Dooney's press conferences a day earlier, because tomorrow's the anniversary of Munich, so it really wouldn't have been sustainable to do these press conferences tomorrow. So, yeah, big up to everyone who's planned this.
I didn't get asked it in terms of impress. So, for me, before you're in it, I don't think you understand the magnitude of it. I don't think you do fully. You understand the tragedy, and you can empathise and sympathise. But when you're in it, I think you become part of it. And when you see how much it affects, every year I go to the kind of celebration of the lives, and I see the kind of family and how many people from different walks of life have been through the experience, how the stories of, they knew the Busby Babes, or they knew people around that time, their parents grew up, they were taken to games when they were young. And I think it's easy to forget just the history that makes who we are today. I think you'll know this more than anyone, Si, that Manchester United is built on ecstasy, tragedy, and the biggest tragedies in football. The Munich air disaster was one of those. So I think it's built who Manchester United are today. Our foundations are based upon that. So I feel absorbed in them now, and I look forward to this moment every year, just to celebrate with everybody else, just the impact these people had on our club, and will continue to do so forever.
Yeah, well said, Mark Skinner. Yeah, very true. Probably I think just after 11 p.m. I think.
Thank you.
Thank you, Si. Have a great day.
Thanks, Simon. Carrie, please.
Thank you.
Good
morning, Mark.
Good morning, Carrie.
Just wanted to ask quickly about Mara Griffiths going out on loan. Obviously, a player who's had a massive impact when she's been used in your squad. I just wondered what you hope to see from her in her development while she's away.
Yeah, I mean, look, she's been training with us all, obviously, since she signed a contract. So she's been really good. Like, the only problem is because of the levels of competition. I think, look, if we were a Premier League season of 38 games, you can probably have more minutes available, and especially fighting in 4 competitions with the level of kind of experience she's playing against. So it's really important at this moment she goes and gets that vital experience of playing and feeling what that's like, the pressures of starting, not starting.
Team Raider 3.
To find your form. So I'm really happy. Look, there's also Kira Barry, of course. Kira Barry has gone across to America. What a fantastic experience for her. And as much as we want at Manchester United to bring our kids through and play for us, we still own them a responsibility to try and get them careers within the game. So I'm really pleased with both of them. They're both on their own little separate journeys. But we look forward to we'll watch Married very closely. We have a team that does that from behind the scenes. But I expect it to be, excellent and really take this kind of challenge on head on.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, and best of luck this
Carrie.
weekend.
Have a great day.
Thanks, Carrie. Dan, please.
Morning, Mark.
Good morning, Dan. Hope you're well, mate.
Just on Leicester, obviously a team that will be battling to stay up. So do you kind of feel that this weekend will be a battle and that your team maybe need to avoid kind of being drawn into the battle and focusing on your own game?
For sure. Look, I have so much respect for Rick.
Yes, I do, Adam Partridge. I had it delivered to me.
Much respect, not only now what he's doing at Leicester, but obviously known him a long time. So I know how Rick's team set up and how difficult they are to play against, but also have that attacking quality to hurt you, especially as not a face not so distant to us has just gone there. So, and look again, there's a lot of love for Rachel as well. So we know how dangerous she can be. So look, we've got to be ready, Dan. I said to our players, don't look too far ahead. This is your sole focus right now. I know we've got Champions League on the horizon, but the games between here, if you want to compete in the league and try and stay as high up as possible, we've got to do our job to its most effect in this game, and that's what I'm looking forward to doing. So I've got a lot of respect, but it's now time for us to put we've been brilliant this first part of the year, so it's now time to continue that form.
Yes, it is
Adam
Adam
the top half of the
Partridge.
table and what's going on for European qualification, but it's got an awful lot kind of more juicy at the bottom in recent weeks. So, from a face managing the top half side, looking in, kind of, how do you see that going between now and the end of the season?
Yeah, well, obviously, look, I saw the news yesterday about Brian, and I wish him the very best. I think he's had a big impact since he's been in England. So, I wish him and his family all the very best. But it's tight down there. Look, it's starting to become. What I hope is there's not a massive split, but I think you've seen Tottenham, London City, Villa, Brighton over the last few years show those differences in gaps, so that you can shut them with the right investment. So, look, it's exciting for everybody. It keeps it tight down there as it does at the top. There's not just one story now of who's going to Europe, or there's actually quite a few stories throughout the league, which I think is exciting.
Just one final one, if you don't mind. Obviously, Rachel Williams, you mentioned her already. How pleased are you for her to have that opportunity to kind of keep on getting regular football? It feels like she's never ever going to stop.
There's so many facets to that. We hate playing against Rach because of the quality she has, but the reality is at her stage of her career, Dan, to go to a home club where her family are around supporting, to get an extended contract, I think was the right decision at that time. Knowing that we were bringing in Leah and obviously Ellen into the front line, it was really important that we still look after people. It's a hard bargain to strike, but we're trying to strike it as best we can. But for Rachel to do that, I think there's still romance still left in the football, and hopefully we can keep her contained on the weekend because, as I say, she's a real threat.
That's brilliant. Thanks for that, Mark. Best of luck.
Thank you, Dan. Have a great day.
Thanks, Dan. Catherine, please.
Morning.
Morning, Catherine. You okay?
Yeah, good. How are you?
All right, mate. Not too bad, thank you.
Just wondering, we talked about kind of how tight it is at the bottom of the table. It's also been quite tight looking at those Champions League spaces. The top three could have Chelsea being drawn into a battle for that top three as well, which is an unusual sight. I mean, how do you approach the last kind of block of games in this season going into that kind of fight?
Yeah, to avoid the boring cliche of game by game, but actually it has to be because they're different competitions, Catherine. So we're looking at the focus of Leicester because it's a different type of game than we're going to play on Wednesday, and then when we play London City, it's going to be a different type of game. So we have to have full focus on each task. Leicester, we expect fast counters, we expect to deny space, to make it difficult for us. So we've got to overcome those. And then, the Atletico Madrid is different coach. So we've again got to face that different challenge. But I think it's a turnaround. So it's got to get the rotation right, I think, and try and get the right players in the right game at the right time. That's my challenge over these next block of games. But the one thing I say of all of that, it's really exciting to be in this level of competition at this stage of the season. So I wouldn't swap it for the world, even though we've got many tough asks coming in. And right now, Chelsea are in that bracket. They are in that bracket. And for whatever reason, our job is to try and stay above them.
If Mark Goldfish wanted you on the United stand, would you take the money, Geezer? Even if you met Beth too? I would still refuse to go on the channel, Geezer. It's as simple as that. I got no interest. I'm happy with the community I got, Geezer. So as much as I like it, Beth and that, and I had the opportunity. No, it's just I couldn't do it. I would not betray my community like that. Manchester United should take Winstanley and Stewart as sourcing director. Get out of here, man. No. Keep them well away from my football club, please. Why do they put Easter eggs out already, Josh? I know it's ridiculous, Adam Partridge. It's always the same story, isn't it? Every bloody year.
As best we can.
Best of luck.
Thank you, Catherine. Have a great day.
Thanks, Catherine. Connor, please.
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Con. Hope you're well.
No, it's not Adam Partridge.
Just a quick one on the transfer window. Obviously, it closed this week. A couple of incomings, a couple of outgoings, a few loans in there as well. Just you spoke a lot about it, I guess, leading up to the transfer window. Just wondered your thoughts overall now the window is closed, going into the second half of the season, really.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, there we go. I was joking. Yeah, I knew you were. I knew you were down out sorting. Still no, bro. Fair enough. You have staying power, mate. Absolutely.
I'm really happy with the work we've done. I must stress that in terms of the quality of player, Ellen's for now and for future. Obviously, Leah is here to win and help us win now. And then Hannah is fantastic support and is worthy to start in her own right. So I'm really happy with the work we've done. The players going out, I think it was good for them. It's right in this moment to do that. And so, yeah, overall, look, we're still working though, Carl. I can't stress enough, we're still working for summer acquisitions and beyond. So even though the window shuts for this moment, we're only 3 or 4, probably 4 or 5 months before it opens again. So we're doing our work as best we can to keep building the squad. I'd imagine, if I...
Thing is, we're on the ownership giving you the funds you want, Mark Skinner, because I'm not, me, I'm not too convinced with this ownership. I'm really not.
If I'm projecting forwards, I think if we add another 3 to 5 players in the summer in the right space, I think we could be in a good space going into next year as well.
Brilliant. And just on an individual player, actually, I wanted to ask is about Zigotti, actually. In the early parts of the season, she was kind of picking up areas kind of wide right, almost like a right winger at times,
What happened if got an offer to go on Football Terrace like Igor and Henry talk shit? My 2 simple words: fuck off. Never in a million years would I go on any of them YouTube channels and they ask me. I forgot you did that stream on. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, probably, mate.
Really,
but I don't think it really asks people to go on this channel anyway, so yeah.
Advance forward. I think when she signed, watching her at Bayern Munich and previously at Brighton, she was kind of more of a deep line midfielder. I just wanted to ask how her, role has evolved over the season and kind of picking up more advanced positions, getting the goals now as well. And was that the idea when she signed last summer?
Yeah, I think Ziggy's a mix between an 8 and a 6, really kind. So we look at Hinny's a true 6. Sorry, she has the ability to build and link, and Ziggy has the ability to run, and even you probably didn't see it against Liverpool because it probably wasn't in an effect as much because we didn't give her the ball. But the amount of runs she made beyond into the 10 spaces, I thought she was excellent. So it was always the design. The one thing I said to Ziggy, and I think it made her sign for Manchester United, was we need you to play more forwards more. If you come to join Manchester United, we need you to attack.
Yeah.
Whereas she's been used to passing it sideways before, which is fine. She can do that.
See, as Mark Skinner says, if you come to Manchester United, you've got to attack. Would you go on Footy Judge Mo's channel at all, Geezer? Nope, absolutely not. No way in a million years would I. Another Ron then, honestly.
But I think there's much more in her game, and I've been doing individual stuff with her, and we're looking at how we can improve her game. And I think there's so much more still to come. She's a fantastic young kind of experience. She's got lots of that, but I still think there's loads of time left in her to improve. So I'm looking forward to the challenge of her being a 6 to 8 and then running beyond as well. She's got energy for days, Connor. Energy for days.
Brilliant. Thanks, certainly more than me, Evan.
And me, mate. And me, certainly.
Thanks very much,
Best of luck on the weekend.
Right, have a great day.
There you go. That is the end of Mark Skinner's press conference, people. Yeah, like I said, with these women's games ones, there's not too much to go out on them, really, is there? Because they're just much more enjoyable to listen to at the end of the day. But why do you react to the men's press conferences then if you don't like them? It's because at the end of the day, I am a football channel, so I react to these press conferences to you guys, because at the end of the day, I do stuff for my community. I'm not subbing to them. They make me so mad. They do, Josh. They absolutely Adam Partridge. They want to chat shit about my beautiful football club. Nah, fuck off. Seriously, get out here. Not having it, man. I will carry on cooking them expeditiously. Let's get it right, yeah? You want to chat shit about my football club? You are getting cooked expeditiously. Let's get it right. I know, geezer. Crazy work. Absolutely. I couldn't believe it. Vigilante was talking about that the other day on Edge stream. I was like, what the fuck? Footy Judge is a Ronin. But anyway, that YouTuber has changed too much for my liking recently. I mean, I know I've been a big supporter of his, but these days he's become a bit too unbearable to listen to. So, yeah, I don't like. I've not even watched the last few match reactions at League Gunners. He's just. And the stuff I hear about him as well, so about real life stuff, it's like I just don't really want to be any part of it. I listen because from the football side of things, but he's just got too much, too much to handle. So yeah, it's like I just need to step away from it. I really do. What judges are running, yeah. No, Jez, big up to Jez though. I'll carry on supporting Jez 100%. He's a real one. He really is. Such a nice guy. Shane Gooner as well. He's on with Vigilante right now. I see he's still like. Big up to Shane Gooner. Yeah, top Irish lad. He really is. Yep, he's still streaming, and he's got Jez on his channel right now. So, yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree, 100%. But yeah, here we go. Yeah, I mean, look, I respect what he does for, like, what he talks about Arsenal and that. A lot of it does make sense, but sometimes he just takes things too hard. That's my problem I got with him. Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's right. Even he got bored of that stream and decided to quit because, Lee Gunner and Strixo kept on talking with each other. So he got bored and thought, yeah, I'm out of here fast. So I say, but. But yeah, crazy. Absolutely crazy, Michael. Chelsea FC. Here we go. Redirects. Anyway, people. I said the best out Lee Gunner stream. I called him a brown envelope in his live stream. Yep. But anyway, people, that is the end of the press conference reaction show. I'll be back within the next hour over on my Mr. Joshy J extra channel. So make sure you are subbing to that. And we are going to be redirecting to Shane Gooner now. So make sure you put Mr. Joshy J raid. Go and show Shane Gunner some love. Gooner. He's a real top lad. He really is. What a great guy he is. So, yeah, Tomb Raider 3 will be starting in around the next hour or so. I very much look forward to bringing that to you. So, big up to all your legends. The Arsenal content is all right. In his live streams are a bag of shit, bro. Yeah, the Arsenal content, yeah, it's like... I do like sometimes listening to his match reactions, but his real life stuff it's too much, geezer. Really is. But anyway, I'll see you soon on my gaming channel around the next hour. Don't forget, Glazers out, Enios out, and brown envelopes in the bin as well. Bye-bye. Don't forget Mr. Joshy J. Raid on Shane Guno's channel. Go and show him some love, people. Take care, everybody.